In this video, I'm going to continue on the theme of gold by reviewing Guide to Investing in Gold and Silver by Mike Maloney. This book discusses the history and value of gold and silver as investments. It also provides information on how to buy and sell precious metals and covers the role of gold and silver in the global economy, the different types of precious metals available, as well as how to store and protect your investments. The book is broken down into 4 parts: yesterday, today, tomorrow, and how to invest in precious metals. The first section of the book, titled Yesterday, covers the historical development of gold as a monetary asset. It begins by making a key distinction between currency and money. Currency is derived from the word current. A current is something that must keep moving, like electricity, which is why currencies are useful as a medium of exchange. Money, on the other hand, has value within itself. The difference between currencies and money has created what Michael considers to be the greatest wealth accumulation opportunity in history. Since fiat currencies are not backed by anything, governments can print an unlimited supply, devaluing the wealth of their citizens. As more dollars are printed, investors begin to take notice. They begin to buy gold and silver with their dollars, which leads to a revaluation of assets in which precious metal prices soar upwards. It may seem counterintuitive, but the more dollars that are printed, the more explosive potential energy there is for gold's inevitable move higher to account for all of the dollars that were printed out of thin air. Throughout history, the debasing of the currency followed by a revaluation of the money has happened over and over again. Examples include the rise and fall of the ancient Roman Empire, the great hyperinflation of the German Weimar Republic, and the American Great Depression of the 1970s. In each of these historical case studies, a nation-state rose to power, hyperinflated its currency, and then saw a monumental revaluation of its money. After the fall of the Roman Empire, gold's value rose 42,400 times in 50 years or so. In Weimar Germany, the price of gold saw an 87 trillion% increase in value against the mark, with the value of the currency dropping 97%. From the 1935 Bretton Woods price of 35, gold increased 2,328% by the time Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard in 1971. The second section of the book describes the inflation environment that we are currently experiencing in the present day. For this section, it's important to note that the book was published in 2015. However, the information presented could not be more relevant today. In the book, Maloney notes that from 2000 to 2008, the CPI rose by about 22%. He also goes on to explain how the CPI data is manipulated to make inflation appear lower than it actually is. For example, when the price of beef begins to rise due to inflation, the Bureau of Labor Statistics will remove it from the index and replace it with something cheaper, like chicken. Although the book was published several years ago, all of the remaining principles remain true. The government still prints ungodly quantities of dollars on a regular basis. Since January 2020, the Federal Reserve has printed 80% of all dollars in existence. Buying gold and silver as a call option on the irresponsibility of the Fed is just as good of a bet now as it was in 2008 or 2015. The third section of the book, titled Tomorrow, discusses economic cycles such as the stock valuation cycle, the paper-to-hard asset cycle, and the real estate cycle, as well as how to take advantage of them. The final section of the book is on how to actually buy gold and silver. The information in this section is pretty basic. Overall, a guide to investing in gold and silver is a comprehensive resource for those interested in learning about investing in precious metals. It provides a decent amount of information and it is written in an accessible style. However, if I'm being honest, this is the same book that E.B. Tucker wrote in Why Gold, Why Now, except Tucker did it better. Tucker's book had both a more detailed historical account of gold and a more compelling case for it as an investable asset, and it is also more updated. If you want my opinion, I recommend picking up Why Gold, Why Now instead. What do you think? Have you read any good books on investing in gold lately? If so, let me know in the comments, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.